They actually can. It's free and open to CGU students. All you need to do
Right.
is find the website and register. Most of the college in United States, most of the time we teach about the concept, the abstract things. But we do need real practice, like real example to really understand it. It feels like those kind of activities and events can give us a better understanding of what we have learned in here.
And I thought, like, this job is literally made for me.
Wow.
I was like, okay, this sounds perfect. Like, I literally called my parents and I was like, I saw this job and I'm going to be really mad if I don't get it because I think I'm the person for it. And I was, and I still work there a year later, and it's been amazing. And with you too, like just exploring the 7C, going out there, actively asking people, like, can I participate in this? Is it open to me? And I feel like most of the time they've said yes. So the student staff, and then also like Bro, Deborah, and Michelle, like the permanent staff at CPD, like they're always really helpful, and they're always happy to be a resource, not only for career-related things, but honestly for everything. Like they can also give great life advice, stuff like that. And then like the faculty as well, I feel like everyone's trying to because help. Whenever like in research you feel like you've kind of hit a wall or you just don't know where to go from there, just hearing about the same topic from a different perspective can be really refreshing, and it can give you a lot of new ideas. For example, like with the social networks research, when I'm thinking about something from the IS perspective, that definitely doesn't include all of the possibilities, and then someone else from like music or psychology like gives me input, and that really like helps to drive our project. So that's been great to work on with all of the different students. And I mean, it also helps to not just know people in your own department, but to make friends like across all of the different schools at kind CGU. Of getting that influence from other disciplines is super important. Transdisciplinary work is always appreciated. So just getting those opportunities to talk to people from other schools and departments is amazing. So definitely love CGU for that.
All right. It's very nice. I can invite Miss Katja to be my speaker. She's the CGU Student Senate President, and she's also a CSAT master student. No, the PhD student,
Yes,
right?
PhD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. So hi everyone. My name is Katja Crusius. I'm an international student from Germany, and I'm currently in my second year of the PhD in Information Systems and Technology at CGU. Before I did my master's at CSU Long Beach, also in information systems, which was great, and I got my undergrad in economics and political science from Germany. And I also work at the Career and Professional Development Center on campus, which has been amazing. We're actually in that building right now. And I work as a research assistant as well through Harvey Mudd. And then starting this year, I've been serving as the Student Senate President at CGU, which has been great. So yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
So that's quite amazing. How did you handle these three different jobs together, like student senate, career office, and also research assistant at Harvard Mudd?
I think it really comes down to like time management and also to doing what you really like. So my schedule can definitely get a little bit busy, but I try to organize it really well. And with Student Senate and work, like you can always schedule it pretty well, which is good. Most of my classes are in the evenings, which is helpful because it keeps the day like pretty open for meetings and for work as well. And then with both of my jobs and then with Student Senate as well, I just really enjoy what I do. The CPD team is amazing. There's a lot of other student workers there, so I've met a lot of other people at CGU. There's always people coming in for appointments, so it never gets boring. And then I do work with data, so I like that a lot, so that's always great. And then as a research assistant, that work is really interesting because I've been able to explore like different fields that I might want to do my dissertation in, might want to do more projects in, so that's been really interesting. And Student Senate is also just a great way to get involved on campus, so yeah. I really love what I do, so it doesn't really feel like as busy, I think.
That's awesome. I remember you did Ignite of Light, you host events. Yeah. And so may I ask you, what makes you feel, you want to participate in CGU and be the CGU Student Senate President?
I think the previous GSC or now Student Senate was really inspiring when it comes to that because I came here and I, of course, didn't know anyone in the area. Long Beach is about 2 hours south. So I really wanted to get involved on campus and meet new people. And then I went to one of their first meetings, and then Steve, Marklem, Vaishnavi, and Oscar were there. And I just really connected with all of them, and they were great and just really made me feel welcome. And then Vaishnavi also used to work in my office. So we'd always talk about Student Senate and what they do, like sometimes during our work hours, but also like during the breaks. So that was great. And I actually was the CSET representative for my first year, kind of like creating a connection between my school and Student Senate. And then when it was time for elections, I was talking to a couple of other people who had some great ideas for CGU. So we decided to run on a ticket, and well, here we are. So
Yes.
yeah.
That's really awesome. I really like what you have done to CGU. Yeah, I also remember, last year the student president, Flores, Oscar, they're so friendly. I used to participate event right over there at Drucker.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they invited Clark Rocker to do a speech. It is awesome. They really let us know more about our school, what happens not only in our institute, the department. Let us know more about CGU.
Exactly. I feel like Ignite the Light was also an amazing example of that. I went to that event last year, and it was great, like meeting everyone. And then this year as well, because we did have both Comina Carter and then also Clark Rucker speak and talk to the students about not only engagement on campus, but also just professional development, which is something that everyone always wants to know more about. So definitely very excited about that. And speaking of the fireside chats, we do have our next one coming up on November 14th. And actually, this time, the president of the Alumni Association, Stephen Kim, will be speaking from a recruiter perspective, what you have to pay attention to when you search for jobs, when you build your resume, and when you talk to recruiters. So I think that's going to be super interesting.
That's awesome. That's exactly what we need.
Definitely. Yeah, looking forward to that one. And working with the Alumni Association as well. They've been super helpful. So
the reason why I want to do this channel is also because I got a lot of help from CGU and also the several other 7C colleges. I want to do something to help them as well. I want to possibly write a guide to help students here to explore more about the 7Cs and Claremont Graduate Universities. Today our topic is how to maximum your life at CGU. So in the past I used to post some pictures when I was at other 7C campus. I try my best to explore all the activity I can attend. For example, I attend the Harvey Mudd event I bought a book from So Kahan, the creator of Kahan Academy. He did a great speech about AI. And also I went to CMC Asinium, and I danced at Pomona College, the CCBDC dance team. It's awesome. I can participate in other colleges' activities, learn what they do and their atmosphere, right? How they are willing to help each other. So I really feel like a lot of our students, they don't know how to participate in those events. They actually can. It's free and open to CGU students. All you need to do is find the website and register. And there's a lot of good events, such as drama, free concert at Pomona College, and great speaker who come in here to do lecture and speech. Alumni are coming back here to help more. So there's way much more you can explore here.
I feel like there's a lot of opportunities. We've actually, we announced it at Ignite the Light, but we've been working on a roadmap to the 7Cs. So we've created like a little scavenger hunt for students to participate in.
Yes, I remember. I have it.
Yes, so we just published that actually. So check that out, everyone. It's cool. Because it just gives everyone the chance to like have a few like pointers and ideas like where to start, because there's so many events. If you go on the Claremont College's event calendar, it's so overwhelming because there's probably 10 things going on every day at least. And so with our map, like I think we have like maybe around 10 different stops or 15 like around the 7C and also at CGU. So for example, like visit our shared library, make use of the makerspace at Harvey Mudd. Go to the Hive because that's open to everyone. Visit the Rose Garden at Scripps. So we have all of those different steps that people can do. And then I think that's going to be a great way of motivating people to like start going out there. And from there, they can always explore more events because they'll meet 7C students, they'll meet other CGU students who want to explore. So I think that's going to be great. And then with your guide, hopefully too, people are going to be more motivated to actually go for it.
Because I do know there's so many powerful things in here, but people don't know it's here. For example,
Exactly.
the library, Hong library over there, they have the largest Asian studies, collections in the West Coast. They host a lot of good events over there in the library to do speech and invite the speakers to come here to talk about the cultural. For example, I just attended one at the Pomona College at one of the dining hall, and they invite a Taiwan professor to do a speech about the new book he's going to write. We kind of really need those things, like listen to great people talk and know what they do. It could be related to your major or not related to major, but most of the college in United States, most of the time we teach about the concept, the abstract things. But we do need real practice, like real example to really understand it. It feels like those kind of activities and events can give us a better understanding of what we have learned in here.
That's definitely true. And there's a lot of different events that like not only the 7C but also CGU hosts. For example, tomorrow we have our event coming up, How to Leverage AI for Your Job Search with CPD. And so they've actually worked with different students from CSAT to break down those like more abstract concepts and to break down like the more complicated process of actually using AI to search for a job and to help improve your resume. And they're just going to go through like different points like and show prompts that every person, if they've used ChatGPT before, if they haven't, if they're actually not even that good with technology, like every person could do that and then kind of like leverage those capabilities for their professional development. And I think that's great because it just really breaks it down. It makes it more accessible to everyone.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of benefit by doing so. For example, at Career Center, I used to attend one of the events at noon that one of the alumni, the current student, tell us about their companies, what they have done, and I actually got a reference from him. I attended his event 1 year ago, and this
That's
year,
great.
last month, I got two reference from him to for his company's job opening. We can do more, like have more connections, actually know them. Mm, It's like, you and me seems like not already commoners of computer science major students, right?
Right, yeah.
We're more social. We try to build more connect and talk with each other.
I feel like that's also just really the key to like just go out there and like explore as well, because for new students like coming to CGU, of course, it's hard because you don't know anyone. You're kind of trying to find your way. You're also navigating your classes. But then, I mean, you can see like I just started to get involved like from the second I got here. I applied for my job like the week before classes even started. And by the first day of classes, I had already worked on campus and I had gotten advice on what classes to choose and how to do assignments like for certain professors, what they pay more attention to. And that was before my classes even started because I just went for it. Like I saw the job posting for the CPD job and I thought like, this job is literally made for me.
Wow.
I was like, okay, this sounds perfect. Like I literally called my parents and I was like, I saw this job and I'm going to be really mad if I don't get it because I think I'm the person for it. And I was, and I still work there a year later and it's been amazing. And with you too, like just exploring the 7C, going out there, actively asking people like, can I participate in this? Is it open to me? And I feel like most of the time they've said yes. So
yeah. Then did you know how do I find the dance club I'm currently in? The first week I come here at CGU, I was trying to find a good place to dance, but I don't know where to go to. So I check out the map. I couldn't find it. I go to career office, and I met one lady. She's a Indian lady, and she is work at career office. And I noticed her profile says she do India dance.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I asked her like, "Do you know where I can dance?" She said, "Oh, actually, in Pomona, there's a professor I know. I used to design course for her, and I can be a referencer, and I send the email to her and try to join her dance club, and I do so. And I found the CCBDC. I do performance over there. I do tango, cha-cha, two-step, waltz, swing dance. It's really awesome.
That's amazing. And I mean, you also like you just went somewhere and everyone was trying to help, right? Because I feel like the student staff and then also like Bro, Deborah, and Michelle, like the permanent staff at CPD, like they're always really helpful and they're always happy to be a resource, not only for career related things, but honestly for everything. Like they can also give great life advice. stuff like that. And then like the faculty as well. I feel like everyone's trying to help. It was great because my first semester I took a class with Professor Yan Li. And it was a data warehousing class. And at some point she mentioned that she actually co-founded a nonprofit with other colleagues of hers that's trying to leverage like information technology for education, for medical education in different countries, and it's great. And so she was like, well, does anyone want to be involved? And we were like maybe 10 people in the class, and I think I'm the only person that said, yeah, I want to do it. And so I started volunteering, I started going to their team meetings, and I'm now helping with the web design. And I was really surprised because I honestly thought that everyone in the class would just go for the opportunity, because she put it right there. She was like, well, if you want to get involved, like now's the chance. And no one else took it. So yes. I think like the key to success and to like finding your way really is to just try things out, find resources, and like be open to all the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be limited by your age. Just ask. Like how I found the dance club. I asked people here. You know, one of the reasons why I chose CGU is because I look at the other college I applied to and they accept me, and I realized, you know, I want to be have a more wonderful life, like to explore how other people live their life, not just only be a programmer. You know, I want to see how other people live their lives, and CGU is a good place because not only you have a connection of 7C, but in CGU there's also different departments.
Exactly.
I went to a lot of great events in other departments as well, and most of us, the student, doesn't know it. For example, I went to join the art event over there to see the art student to display their new artwork on a street. You know, they talk about their new painting stuff. It's really amazing. Just like, you know, Stephen Jobs, he designed his Mac with his special beauty of design the letters.
Right.
You know, learn a bit of other stuff can also help you in your work as well. Give you more inspiration, how to do your work better. Give someone relax to yourself when you're study for the entire day and you are tired.
That's true. And I feel like with learning from other departments, like we can really profit as well. I really love the transdisciplinary approach at CGU too, because I think everyone, no matter what you're studying, is required to take that one T and DY class. And I'm actually taking that this semester, and I'm doing social networks, which is taught by one of the CSET faculty. But we have people in there from psychology. We have a lot of people from CSET itself, then from math, from economics, and from music. And we have discussions every week, and then just seeing what comes from every perspective and what people can contribute is amazing. And so right now we're figuring out our final projects, and I'm working with another student from DBOS who's studying psychology. So kind of combining like the information technology aspect and the psychology aspect to write social networks research. That's amazing, and I think it's going to be great. So
yes, exactly. For my previous school, I talked with a lot of scholars before, and they have published a lot of good papers. And they told me, you know, how did you make a breakthrough? The easiest way is to cross two fields together. You know, talk with the people in other departments. You know, maybe what they're doing is exactly what you need, and then you can come together and write a great papers together.
Exactly, because whenever like in research you feel like you've kind of hit a wall or you just don't know where to go from there, just hearing about the same topic from a different perspective can be really refreshing, and it can give you a lot of new ideas. For example, like with the social networks research, when I'm thinking about something from the IS perspective, that definitely doesn't include all of the possibilities, and then someone else from like music or psychology like gives me input, and that really like helps to drive our project. So that's been great to work on with all of the different students. And I mean, it also helps to not just know people in your own department, but to make friends like across all of the different schools at CGU.
Absolutely. I can understand what you say, because we all limit by our perceptions. We have really one way to view this world. For example, I have a roommate. He studied political science. I realized when I'm talking to him, he really thinks different from me. Because my mindset as someone who writes computer, you know, programming stuff, if I do not do the first step right, I will never move to the next step.
Right.
You know, if you don't have the first thing right, you cannot have the correct stuff in the beginning. That's my mindset. Like, if this line of code failed, the entire code is gonna fail for sure. But he thinks differently. He says we have this first, and then we continue, and then we make more discussion assumptions. Because from his area of study, political science, he's more interviewing people. But when you're asking people questions, sometimes you are not getting a correct response, or what they really saying is not what they think. So you can actually then start the process of thinking and the guess and make your conclusion. This is a really different way of thinking computers compared to computer science students. By knowing them really help you me understand a better and different way to do your research.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like especially for like information systems and technology too, because that field like is a combination of different fields and like different influences coming into it. It's a younger field as well. So kind of getting that influence from other disciplines is super important. Transdisciplinary work is always appreciated. So just getting those opportunities to talk to people from other schools and departments is amazing. So definitely love CGU for that.
All right, good. Yeah, so let me ask you a question from the previous speaker. This is from Mr. Clark D. Rucker. Did you like what you're doing, and why? Is it fulfilling your passion?
Well, I feel like the short answer is yes. Yes, I like what I'm doing, and yes, it's fulfilling my passion. I think it's great because being at CGU is allowing me to explore different areas at the same time that I'm really excited about, because I love doing my research and my coursework in information systems, and then I love working on like research projects that are more interdisciplinary, and at the same time also getting experience with the data analyst job at the CPD of what my life would look like if I were to just go in the industry and not go into like academia with my degree. And then with Student Senate as well, just getting involved on campus, giving back, like organizing events that bring people together. Right now, honestly, it couldn't be better. I might change my answer like in a bit because midterms are coming up, so it will get more busy. But yeah, definitely happy with what I'm doing right now. And I feel like that's a great question that Clark asked. So yeah.
You couldn't be better, huh?
Yes.
That's a very good answer. Oh, I realized there's one thing that we could talk about. Right now, we are more focused on the on-campus students, right? What are some advice we can give you to the people who are off campus or doing remote students?
I feel like what's nice about CGU is that they always try to accommodate for people who are like off campus and who might be remote and further away. I know that like a lot of the talks that we offer at CPD will be online only, or everything that we have in person will be hybrid as well. So if you live further away and you can't drive to campus, or you feel a little disconnected, that's definitely always an option. And then with Student Senate, we try to accommodate for that as well. So we have in-person meetings every other week, and then every other week we have Zoom meetings. So for example, tonight at 8 p.m., we will have our general meeting on Zoom to kind of get word out there like for everyone as well who isn't on campus. So I think just finding where CGU enables you to be involved online is going to be great. And then I would still recommend coming to campus for bigger events, even if you live in another area of LA. Things like Ignite the Light or the Fall Preview or Open House, things like that. That's always great to like be in person. And then you might also find people who live in a similar area than you and just make friends with them, and you can meet up there, maybe meet in the middle for like meeting up at a coffee shop to study or just exploring the area. So I think there's like still a lot of options for people who are off campus as well.
Yes, there's a lot of events at the Harvey Mudd. They do a remote or Zoom. For example, the talk series they are over there. You can register with your CGU student account for free, and they do have online options. Yes, and also just like what you said, I feel different when I be able to talk with them in person. Right. Especially Clark Rucker, he's an awesome guy. If you be in front of him, he feel his passion, is eager to help you, and be a powerful. He's such a powerful speaker and have a really good heart. Yeah, thank you, and that's gonna be the end of our conversation. It's very nice to have you as my classmate and the Student Senate President, Katja. And
yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.